Hi guys, over 18 months ago I took out one of these bad boys, a Renault Twizy, to the Lake District. Unfortunately back then it was during the monsoon season, or as we like to call it in the UK, summertime. It was just basically a few hours around the Lake District in a rented Twizy, and although it was great fun, it didn't really give you a good idea of what it would be like to actually live with a Renault Twizy. So as you can see, I've got a Renault Twizy at the moment. I've got one for the next week or two, so I am going to basically use this as you would a normal car, as if I had just bought this and replaced one of our cars with it. Now there's been a bit of a discussion / argument as to whether or not you can actually survive with one of these things, whether you could actually use it in the real world and do real world daily driver stuff. I think you can. It should be no problem. They think, no, you can't do that in a Renault Twizy. So we've devised a few little kind of daily driver, mundane typey challenge tests. If you can live with this as a reasonable daily driver, as a viable option in the real world. Unfortunately, after this happened to our other car, we've had to get a couple of new tyres, which I'm going to collect now. So, can Mr. Twizy collect 2 tyres? They don't think he can. I know it can. It's a Twizy, it can do anything. Proving that the Twizy is a versatile car, it's a versatile machine. Okay, cheers. Can't get tyres in a Twizy. Rubbish. No. No, that's not going to work. Twizy can do it. I know it can. I'm not going to give up. I'm not sure the police will like this. No, I'm going to have to think of a plan B. Ow! I am a genius. Who can't pick up tyres in a Twizy? See? Easy, easy. Ow! Right. There we go. Right, this might look a bit over the top, but right now it's about 1 degree centigrade, so it's kind of cold. Now, for those of you that don't know anything about the Renault Twizy, it's got 17 brake horsepower, and it's rear-wheel drive. I mean, when you think about it, this is basically a 1970s supercar. Rear-wheel drive, seats in the middle for perfect weight distribution, no power steering, so you're connected to the road, and almost no suspension. So it's basically a 1970s supercar. Not very easy to drive, only without the power, or the looks, or the residuals, or the engine noise. This is the Renault Twizy Dynamique, which basically means it's quite well spec'd. It has alloy wheels. Doors. The doors are an optional extra, which this has of course, and optional extra windows. Heated steering wheel, heated seats, cruise control, climate control, 4-speaker stereo system, adaptive suspension. It's got none of that. In fact, no Twizy does, because there are just no real comforts in this thing. It does have an airbag and a quick clear windscreen though. But the one thing the Twizy has which nothing else does is a cute indicator noise. Check that out. We all wash our car, so what's the Twizy like when you wash? Obviously it's hardly waterproof, you know, that the panel gaps are quite large, but to really test it out I need to give it a good wash, and I need someone to report back on what it's like. So I've persuaded my wife to sit inside whilst I wash it so she can report back on what the experience is like when the Twizy is getting washed. Yep, she's going to make me pay for this one. Right, shall we start?
Yes.
You'll find the Twizy is extremely watertight, so you shouldn't get wet in the slightest.
So we'll forget about the little gap that's there, shall we? And,
that's just for air.
Getting your legs in here is not easy when you've got long legs as well.
I will seal you in, make it watertight.
Yeah, it's really watertight. Wait a minute, there's a gap here as well.
Oh, the zip's broke on that side. I'll try and be a bit careful on that.
That's useful, isn't it? Thank you. Do I sign a clause before we start?
Oh, you did, about 10 years ago.
You mean 17 years ago?
No, when we got married.
So that'd be 10 years ago then?
That's just what I said, yes.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'll do with the pre-rinse now and prove that you've got nothing to worry about at all. Sorry, I just...
Dribbled.
I dribbled all over it, anyway.
Oh, Andy! It is literally on my jeans and all over my coat.
What?
You knew this was going to happen. No, seriously, if that's just the shampoo, what's it going to be like with the water? It's all over my coat.
Well, I'll tell you what, how about I skip the pre-rinse and go straight to the wash? If it makes you feel any better, my hands are freezing.
Oh yeah, great. I was going to say, why don't I just wash the car and you be in the car? Seriously though, as soon as you put water all over the car, it's going to go straight through there. They probably can't even hear this on the camera because it's all the way over there.
Is that what you think?
Oh, have you got something set up so there's a speaker here?
What do you think that thing is staring out at you right now?
Oh, right. I thought that was the camera that we have the dash cam.
I think it's ready for its rinse now. You okay?
Well, I can't really go anywhere, can I, right now?
Okay, I'll start at the bottom.
You're gonna owe me after this. Slide me back in the lakes all over again. Now I feel like I'm on a water ride at Alton Towers, but without the actual fun of the water ride.
Wait a minute. Who's jammed this glove in here so it has a little bit of a gap at the top?
Indeed.
Well, I think that proves without a shadow of doubt that the Twizy can be washed with no problems. You're doing worse off in the back seat. Ah, you've wet the seat. So it's proof that the Twizy's watertight. Oh, you got a bit of water.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the inside.
Evidence to the contrary is.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I can't feel my hands.
Right.
Hello. Do you want to go in next?
No way!
If I knew what I was talking about when it comes to cars, I would probably say this connects the driver to the road. Lets the driver feel every little imperfection. And I'd be right, because quite frankly, and I have checked, it does actually have a suspension. Not that you'd know it. I mean, quite frankly, oh dear me, you could drive over a mosquito's testicle and you would feel it through your spinal column in the Twizy. It's not very quiet either. In fact, the electric motor, as you can hear, has a constant whine. I feel like after 10 minutes of someone telling you've not done the washing up, you've got just over 6 kilowatt-hour battery in this bad boy and a range realistically of about 40-45 miles, and that's if you drive it pretty easy. There is a bit of an issue at the moment with this particular Twizy, and that's this window, Just keeps doing that every time I go over a slight bump. I find the Renault engineer that's designed that. I'm going to leave a horse's head in his bed. Oh no, speed bumps are coming up. And these are the big ones too. Oh Jesus. Here we go. 30 miles per hour. 36. 40. 45. Now I'm not going to top it out at 50 because it's not mine, but I believe you can get it remapped, I guess, or unrestricted, so it'll do over 60 in the Twizy. You spend most of the journey when you're driving this thing avoiding potholes, because if you hit one, that's it, you won't be walking again. Ow! I suppose it could be worse. I could be one of those things. Could be on a bicycle right now. You see, he's thinking, if I just worked that little bit harder, I could have been in a Twizy instead of on a bike. One way to find out what it's like in the snow. Take the handbrake off, that helps. Go, 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 go! Ho ho! Yeah, man! This is awesome fun. I thought it'd be fun in the summer to the Twizy, but no. Winter's where it's at. Now you might think that after everything I've just mentioned and the uncomfortableness and all that, I hate this thing. But actually it's the opposite. I love this thing. It's fantastic. So much fun. Now everyone that drives past or walks past just looks at it and smiles. It makes everybody happy. That's what the Twizy does. It makes people happy, if not comfortable. In fact, I think I've found what we need for world peace. A Twizy. Give everyone a Twizy and everyone will be in a good mood and happy and laughing, and everyone it drove past would be in a good mood too. So that's what we need to do. We need to get the Twizys out there. Wars would be a thing of the past. Before I end this video on a perfect theme tune for the Twizy, there are two things I just want to say first. The first is to say thanks again to Lewis at e-carstrading, who have provided this Twizy for the past few weeks. They basically sell used electric cars, and it's worth a look at their website. I'll put the link in the description below, and I'm not just saying that just because they've given me this. The second is that today we were meant to take this down to e-carstrading in Milton Keynes, but due to the beast from the east and hypothermia / risk of death, we've had to call it off. So hopefully that journey will be done next Friday, so a couple of weeks probably until it appears on the channel. Slightly different from before, we'll be doing the North Yorkshire to Milton Keynes trip, only this time via Warrington for reasons I'll get to in the video. So it's not going to be easy taking this thing for two people on a well above 200-mile trip in near freezing temperatures in a day. I don't know, it's going to be interesting, and of course the video will be up as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. If you want to have a chat, then stick it in the comments below or on Twitter. I always like to have an argument on Twitter. And of course, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Busy. I'm so